To get unstuck right now with a trail talk with me and Mukunda. So we all have that sticky feeling, right? Like shit we do, things that keep happening. And I bet if you're tuning into this, you sense that, man, this started a long time ago. And it did. I'm in this amazing course with Libby. And Libby from Liberated does a lot of her work at Gather and Be Well. She is leading a course in grief recovery, and so much. And I'll keep highlighting that and giving you tidbits of wisdom. But one of the things that really came up last night was that first memory. Where was the first memory? And it's interesting because one of the women that shared, her first memory was so similar to mine. And hey, I bet it probably is similar to you. And that first memory for me was I had to have been under 2 because I was in a playpen. And my mom lived in this small house, my mom and my brother and I. And behind us was all this grass. And then there was actually a small, apartment complex. And my Aunt Camille lived back there. And I remember holding a rubber Batman and being in that playpen and feeling alone. I knew my mom was watching over me from the small house, and just like the woman who shared last night, washing dishes, I think, watching over me. And I knew my aunt was in the complex in front of me, but I was aware I was by myself. I was aware I was on my own. And yet at that moment, grieving separation, which I'm feeling like that probably happened from the moment of conception and then birth and then these earliest memories, right? So one of the other gifts of grief recovery is living in the and, not the or. So having a spiritual understanding that, my soul chose all of this, right? And these are the lessons that I have come back again and again to wake up and to learn. And I'm human, and my soul is in a human body, and my humanness, my mind, my DNA, my flesh, my blood grieves the separation. Doesn't want some of what has happened, right? So we can hold the and. Spiritually, we understand these are the situations and the lessons that will make us great, yes. And at the same time, this is also what has hurt the most for me, and I'm guessing you too. And then coping mechanisms and what we call in this stirbs, things that we do to energetically release and calm down, began at a very young age. So, one of them is fantasy, and now we can kind of be in that in Instagram and Facebook Live. But you know how it is, staying too long, going down the rabbit hole. And I remember, even though obviously I didn't have an iPhone when I was little, I spent so much time in a non-reality, a fantasy world, pretending. And it kept me separated more. And it is a trait of mine that has been one of the most effective tools I use to do guided meditations, because I easily tap into a world that's beyond the veil. So I think what I'm getting at today is, can we hold space for being human and an ultra fucking mega super soul, right? Because that's what we all are. Can we be both? And we are. And I'm thinking that when we integrate and hold both of those energies together, that's where we find stability. And that is where we find our greatness. Kundalini Yoga helps us trust that. Kundalini Yoga will give you the stability to hold your and, to be connected to your soul, and to have this human vehicle speak to you, feel for you, hurt and rejoice and be the greatest gift your soul has ever gotten this lifetime, being you. This weekend, I'm going to be doing the women's elevation, and we are going to focus on the sound current of being a woman, how we sound, how we vibrate, and what we're creating. We're going to do something that's called the Diamond Kriya. It has several components of it, 4 components to be exact, that first rid us of the addictive looping of the mind so we can actually feel our real feelings, what is real, and honor it. It has one of the highest kriyas, 2 of them in it, in that it's going to give us stability. And this particular part of the kriya actually cleanses and heals childhood abuse and wounds. We're going to use the voice current in a very specific way to chant the Mo mantra at the bridge in the diamond in a very specific way that really speaks to the soul and the human in us and says, I'm going to my destiny. I'm not going to be here for fate. I'm not going to be a happen chance awakening. I'm going to choose it, command it, demand it today. Then it goes into a very still, deep experience that is very physical, but you can use props, don't get worried, that helps us really understand our relationship with the infinite. We're going to actually have some video and some examples of voice current being used wisely and not so wise, how hypnotic can be, and how potent it is for creating our reality. I love you so much. Have the most amazing day today. This is a great week. Sit down, Mukan. And we have lots of opportunities to heal. So love the one you're with. Make sure you take time in nature, maybe with somebody you love, like yourself and Mother Earth. Great week. Pluto is going to go retrograde this week. It's going to be for a little while, so it's not like a zap. However, Pluto whenever a planet goes retrograde, it means it's going to go inside and look around and feel. And Pluto's about our past lives. It's about our early childhood, and it is about our karma. So we're going to get some amazing insight. There's more insight that I would love to share with you, and I'm going to, about the Aquarian age and teachers being teachers and staying connected to our humanity and handing off the baton to each other so that we can be in each other's lives and help heal each other. There's so much magic and love. I hope you enjoy this day. Kiss Mama Earth. Don't ever forget her. You came to Earth to be with her. So do it. Sat Nam. See you Sunday at 1 o'clock at the Women's Elevation.